What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Tipoff series. My name is Bobby, or for everyone on socials who know me as CRG Bear, and today I am with my co-host Emily, or she goes on socials as M Sports Takes. Today we got some exciting stuff to talk about. We haven't been here in a while. Thanksgiving is out the way, but Christmas is around the corner. I had a really good Thanksgiving. One of my favorite things that I did get to eat, because I'm gonna mention it on, had to be my brother smoked some ham, and my lord, and he had it smoked the day beforehand, but it was smelling so good when we got off and on, man. That was by far I enjoyed the ham the most. And normally it's the dressing and the desserts aspect. I'm a huge dessert guy, but the ham was kicking. It was. And it wasn't too salty either. You know what I mean? It was like, oh,
maybe a glass of water.
Can't be too salty either. So it's just like, but it was enough flavor. Just like, ooh, okay, I like it.
Hell yeah! My cousin made probably the best mac and cheese I've had in my life. So I feel like that's all I ate, but rightfully so. Damn good. So it was good.
Okay. Respect. All right. So we have guys. We have a lot to talk about. First. How you want to introduce this, Em? How you want to bring this in? We have a lot that we missed up. We can bring up, like, do a small recap of what's going on and then catch it back up.
Yeah, I think because we got to talk about, basically, it's just been a minute since we've been here. So essentially, what's going on in the league, just from the point of view of who's cooking, like who's leading the league in points, assists, all that good stuff, even defensively. Just a little quick recap. And I don't know about you, but are there any surprises up there, or did you expect anyone to be?
My biggest surprise, at least for the offensive leaders right now, sits at third, which is LaMelo Ball. Mm-hmm. That's a very everyone else. Giannis Antetokounmpo, Nikola Jokic, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, Luka Doncic, like they are already been names for MVPs in previous seasons, but LaMelo Ball.
Yeah,
I'm just saying, like, that's the surprising. Like, at least as offensive leaders, I'm like hooping. Like, what are you doing over there? Like,
LaMelo, he's really nice. I feel like he's always been, hit with injuries throughout his season because he's still so young. But he's been healthy pretty much so far, and he's cooking. I think what surprises me most is that he's up there, considering he's on the Charlotte Hornets. Like, the other teams, it makes sense that, top of the league, like they cook as a whole. So I'm definitely not surprised maybe him as an individual is going off, but the Hornets, they're not an easy team to take down. And obviously they're not sitting top 5 right now, but you can't go into it thinking it's going to be an easy W.
No, not at all. And like, it's not even like, you look at the, like, just kind of like recapping on that list. Currently right now, guys, Giannis leads the league at the moment with 32.5 points offensive leader. Then it's obviously Nikola Jokic over at Denver. Then you have LaMelo Ball sitting at 3, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander at 4, and Luka Doncic at 5. But just like as stated with LaMelo, it's not just with him sitting there, but he's also leading the 3 points made with like a 4.7 per game. Like, and that's something that really eye-open when you have the likes of like Tyler Hero, Anthony Edwards, Stephen Curry still on that list. So him being the top of this list, and like the comparison to where everyone else is at, like 4.7, and Steph is at a 4.2 right now. So it's just like he's really like, he's opened my eyes a little bit on making me watch a little bit more, Hornets games and seeing how that plays out. Another name that is, even though he's not on like off it, like he's helping his team so much, and that's Chad Cunningham over in Detroit. Like, that's another name with the assists. Obviously, we know Trae Young has it in his bag, but Trae Young is, I don't know what he's been doing over there.
Well, listen, he's dropping games 20 assists. 20. That's insane. And he's doing it. It's like 15, 20, 12. He's averaging 12 assists right now. If he has 7 assists, it's a low game for him. Crazy.
Do you know how his game is reminding me of right now?
CP?
No.
Who?
John Stockton.
Oh, okay, fair. I will say I am surprised at the number.
The CP had weapons. Stockton had a weapon. Mailman, yes.
With Atlanta, it's like there's really like what Bogdanovich, the fact that he's averaging 12 with the roster that he has is super impressive.
Yeah. So there's like I said, there's this list of
I think what's surprising me too is Giannis leading the league in points considering he has Dame as a teammate. I didn't expect him to have to still carry so hard considering. Like, Dame will have his games, he'll go off, but a consistent 32 is kind of crazy.
I think you mentioned something, and I kind of want to mention it back, but you mentioned something in one of our previous episodes. I feel like Dame doesn't have his heart in Milwaukee.
No,
it just feels like the attitude there. Dame time was left in Portland.
Yeah, honestly, I don't know. I think he's still salty that he didn't end up in Miami, and he still plans on making his way there. So we'll see what happens with that. But I feel like the two just don't have, like, don't get me wrong, it's two of the greatest players, so they're gonna play well. But I feel like it could be better than what we've seen. And they have their good games, but I feel like more so than not, they have bad games. And I feel like the chemistry just isn't 100% there between him and Giannis.
Yeah, you're definitely there with that one. It hurts me to say this. It's just like, I don't know, like Damian Lillard, like I was expecting so much from him going over there. Like, and Milwaukee did so much to acquire Damian Lillard. You would think that system would work in wonders, but it's just like,
I know.
The first mistake that I feel like they made was losing their coach.
Well, their first mistake was losing Drew. That was the snowball of it all. Hear
me out. Like, I get, like, you can lose Drew Holiday because you can easily, like, in my opinion, yes, Drew Holiday brought a lot to that team, but if you replaced him with another dog, it's just like it's not going to hurt you as much. I felt like what really tore that team apart is like you lost the person who built a championship team, who put everything together, who figured out the X's and O's and made everyone click. That's what happened. So when he's out the door, you're bringing in guys who, who haven't, you know what I mean? Like, hear my opinion. Doc Rivers, out of all coaches, come on.
I know.
Doc, I'm not hating on Doc Rivers, but it's just like, come on, like.
No, I know.
I don't know, like.
I do, but my thing with Drew is, yes, you can go and replace another dog for sure, but I don't think whichever dog you replace him with is going to have the same heart for a place like Milwaukee that he did. There are certain places that players, like, look at Karl Anthony Towns, like, he was so dedicated to Minnesota. Who the hell wants to go to Minnesota and play there? You know what I mean? So I feel like that aspect, having the heart, like we talked about with Dame, that's what's missing, regardless if they're a dog or not. You know what I mean?
I feel like that's what, like, yeah. Because Dame kept most of his career in Portland, which is starting to seem like that's the best of his career. Because it doesn't.
But he's got a little bit of time left. He's definitely on the older side, but his style can definitely be prolonged compared to how other dudes play. So I think he'll figure it out eventually. I just don't think it's going to be in Milwaukee. I don't see that team winning a championship personally.
I agree.
However, Chris Middleton is back. It was his third game back, so maybe we'll see something different once he's added into the equation, but we'll see.
We'll see. Alrighty. So what else have we missed? What have we missed? Because I know we
had a little story that I think has already been squashed with Draymond being benched, but then he started the next game. So I thought it was so stupid how everybody was like, oh my God, he's getting benched, like he's on the downfall of his career. And to me, I was just thinking it's one of two things. It's either them trying to spotlight Jonathan Kuminga to capitalize on him and increase his trade value, or it's Draymond being older, coming off of the bench. It's not going to be a forever kind of thing, but some matchups you might want to pull that. That's what they did with Steph back in the playoffs when he was coming off of injury. And Draymond, he's had injuries already this season. So I thought that story was definitely blown out of proportion.
Yeah, like definitely. My thing was I kind of sent that message over, and I was one of them. I'm like, and then I started digging. When I dig, I start getting on like these little rabbit holes. I start looking at details, trying to find little injuries. I really go deep diving. And so for me personally, at least with Draymond, like there's he is getting into that point of his career to where if he wanted to just come off the bench, he's more powered. But I don't think that, I feel like he has so much value being on the court that coming off the bench, and I think that's what, obviously that coaching staff over there sees as well. Like, clear cut, if he's coming off the bench, like, yes, there's certain matchups that he would excel in if he's starting, but there's also certain matchups if he's starting out, like him being injury prone, that's something that they can just try to prolong how many games he's playing, because at the end of the day, Golden State, they're not, in my opinion, they have one of the best regular season records of all time. They're not looking to beat that again. They're trying to play in the playoffs. You know what I mean? They're not, they can give in my opinion, and how I look at it, Golden State can give a rat's ass about how their regular season is, as long as they can be able to make it to the playoffs and get a good season.
It's got to be a top 6, though. It can't be.
Yeah, no, it can't be. It can't be under than that, because they're championship quality with that team.
Yeah.
But it's just securing a playoff spot. And in my opinion, not a playoff spot. That's their goal. You know what I mean?
Fourth, but they'll make it happen.
You know what I mean? Because that's how, like, I see my team, at least. You know, but with us being a young team, there's a lot of ifs. With Golden State being the quality they have, they know what it takes to win a, like, hell, prime good example. That 4th championship they won with practically strings, like, it's just that's one of the, like, that's, I don't know, that's probably one of the greatest championships for them out of the 4. That was, in my opinion, that let me recognize, okay, this is a team. You know what I mean? This is not, because up until that point you heard, oh, it's KD, oh, it's KD, oh, it's KD. That was the point where you was like, oh, it wasn't KD. You know what I mean? And it was beforehand, they won without KD as well, but it's just like, that 4th one really cemented it.
One felt the best as a fan, personally. That one was all of them. But I will also say, in your point, Draymond, definitely makes sense what you're saying from the point of view that they're not looking to dominate the regular season. They're just looking to survive it and get a playoff spot. I do think that's partially been part of their downfall, because that's when they are a little bit lazy in their approach and they drop games. And given how competitive the West is, when you drop games,
the West has been very competitive in the last decade and a half. So it's been.
But with Dre coming off of the bench, though, to me personally, as a fan, it can't happen. He has to start, because he is still playing at an elite level, especially defensively. He is the heart and soul of that team. The way that he is a floor general out there, and then again, what he does on the defensive side of the ball. And you take a look, they didn't start him. What happened? They lost. And then the next game, they started him against the same exact team with Kuminga in that starting lineup, and they won. So it's just clear as day to me that he's got to be a starter. The whole bench narrative, we got to cut it.
Yeah. In my opinion, it's just you have to. It's just with how the game is right now. And this is just based off of how I look at it. Like, you have to have a soft balance of that. Like, you can't, in my opinion, you can't bench Draymond, because of, like, it's like benching Clay. Like, I feel like that's why they had to trade Clay than bench Clay, because it's just, you can't bench a player like that with that much. In my opinion, it's just like, damn, like, that's how
it hurts. Even like, I saw Clay from a certain perspective where he's a more beneficial bench. With Draymond, I just don't see it at all, because of the defensive side.
Well, I would like to hear that point, because, like, for me, I felt that way more about Clay than I feel about Draymond, because I feel like I can see Draymond a little bit coming off the bench, because of, like, in my opinion, Draymond could easily be a 6-man of the year if he wanted to, truly, like a Pat Bev coming off. Like, I feel like that could be a good role, especially later in his career.
Yeah, eventually, yeah, but not. Yeah,
like, you know, but that's more like. But for me, like, I feel like with what is it? Clay. The reason why I felt like what Golden State I wanted them to do with Clay again was kind of what who's a good example? He's on the tip of my tongue. Hold on. Oh my Lord. Do you know, like, how, what was it? How Orlando handled, I think it was Tracy McGrady during his stint?
As far as starting and not starting, you mean?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like they could have handled it a little bit similar to that, in my opinion. But I also feel like they should have gave, because of the injuries and because of what Clay was coming off of, less responsibilities. I feel like they should have made him a true spot. Not too much on the, like, and don't get me wrong, like, Clay likes to have the ball in his hands. And I've seen that a lot of the times, but I'm talking about, like, And I know, like, he just a true giving him an open look, like he was, like, maybe season, like, what, the first season that he was in?
Listen, I agree with you. My thing is, I think that's part of what they try to do, and you can't do it like it's not bought in. I don't think it's a matter of them not seeing the vision. I think it's a matter of application.
Okay, you feel like he wasn't able to execute.
Not execute. I don't think that's what he wanted to be as a player.
He didn't want to.
Six corner guy.
So you feel like okay.
Yeah. So that's
ego.
I think that was a big reason why they ended up separating, because he got into the whole bench or starting conversation, then also the role as a player, because a lot of the reports that came out were the conversations of, okay, listen, as we go forward, your role is going to be a little bit smaller. You may get fewer minutes. You may not be closing games. And then obviously they didn't see eye to eye on that. And then Clay signed with the Mavericks. So I think it was more so just a matter of them not coming to an agreement.
Okay, because like that, for me, from a fan standpoint, I don't deep dive Golden State, guys. So this is I'm getting a little bit more educated a bit on it. So, but from like my standpoint, that's where I was like, why didn't they go that route? Like, because like that's what, like as a fan, I'm just like, lessen down his more like, and like because in my opinion, like it just reminded me more of just like. How, like I said, how Tracy, like it might in a later Tracy McGrady when he got more injured, he was more of a true spotter. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, so that's why I'm thinking like, why couldn't like he could? Yeah, it's more of an ego thing. I can see that. I can see where that conflicts, but it's just like that's where I was thinking like, why didn't Golden State work him as a spotter? Like he still has a decent shot.
They were smart enough. You
know what I mean? Like I'm like, he has a decent shot. Like he's better. He's one of the better shooters. Even on his worst day, he still can give you like. And I don't think Clay can miss a wide open look. You know what I mean? When he's fast, very rare he'll miss a wide open look. So I'm just like, why are they not executing this? Like, it just felt like.
Yeah, it was also a matter of talent in that last year, because that championship year, Andrew Wiggins, he was there consistently. Obviously, the last 2 seasons he hasn't been there, and then Jordan Poole as well. So it became really just Steph and Clay as far as shooters go. So I think. Going into it, other teams.
I know this is because this is steering our conversation a bit, but I want to ask this last thing before we move on to the next topic. Do you think Clay contributed to that 4th championship he holds up so dearly?
100%. Yes, 100%.
As a fan, like I want to ask that.
Yes, if you go back and you look at what he did in the playoffs and what he did, maybe not necessarily every finals game, because let's be honest, that finals, it was a lot of Steph carrying them, but the games leading up to it, he hit so many crucial shots. He had a massive game 6 against the Grizzlies. Like 100%, they would not have won that championship without him. And also just the threat of leaving Clay open helped Steph, helped Jordan Poole. You know what I mean? So he could hold up 4 fingers every single day.
Okay. All right. Alrighty. All right. So we spoke a little bit about both the league leaders. Spoke a little bit about Golden State. Now I do want to go into cup discussions. Okay.
Games are tonight too. So quarterfinals tonight. We've got 2 games tonight. You've got a game for OKC. How you feel? Yes.
Oh, like as an OKC fan should. We are dogs when it comes to defense. Like, do you understand, Oh my lord!
And now you got Hartenstein too, so you've got the size back. It's looking good.
As long as we the key thing is just staying healthy, please, for the love. Because when Shea goes down, our engine is dead. Yeah. I'm just gonna be honest. Like that's the thing, and that's what I like. But that's our biggest weakness.
Yeah,
that is our biggest weakness. Like you notice, like when Shea is gone, how many games are we going to win without Shea?
Well, you should.
Chet is good, but how many? Like truly think about it. Like he's that valuable. Like, and that should be like, oh yeah, he's a star. But you would like to like? Chet hasn't fully became that 2, and we don't have a 3. You know what I mean? Most teams have a 1-2 combo. We got a 1, and his free throws. Luckily enough, I'm being realistic. Like if you take SGA's free throws out of the equation, or he's hurt, the chances of us winning.
You guys are a playing team if you take his free throws away. You can healthy. He can stay healthy. You're free. You are a playing team.
Playing team for free throws. Okay, fair enough.
No, it's part of the game. Listen, I get it. It's an advantage. I get it. We've talked about it before. I don't like it, but I understand it. But I do think that SGA will stay with OKC for at least as far as I could see in the future. I don't see him going anywhere.
I don't see my thing. Like that's my thing is like I want SGA to be here. I also feel like Caruso to that. I don't know, just that veteran experience. 100%. It's just he had like defense. Like I don't care what no one says. He's a defensive dog. Like, that's one of the biggest like let goes. LA let go of. I don't know what they was.
They let go.
That was a dog you shouldn't have let go. He's that. Oh man.
Yeah, he's a dog and he's a team first guy. He's gonna let you get yours before he gets his.
Yes, I'm just like, man. Now I am like questioning like, was the move like? My thing was I feel like we could have got Caruso without getting rid of Josh Giddey. Because Josh Giddey, mind his controversial BS that he had here, and I mean, obviously he's cleared, but he was still a solid player. He gave you 100%, and I felt like when SGA was gone, Josh Giddey at least was able to help that team find their points. I don't know where, like, you know, like, and that's where I'm like, that's where I hurt, like, as someone watching and as a fan of OKC, I'm just like, if we might need
it was worth the exchange though, because you're going to get that veteran presence and experience from Caruso, and you're going to need that in the postseason. So that will definitely make a difference. And I honestly think it was better for Giddey because he needed the fresh start that was happening. Over in Chicago, he's killing it. He's dishing passes every single night. So I think it did work out for both sides. I actually saw in a trade scenario report that I read, and it was like, this is never going to happen. But someone said Giannis to OKC, and it wasn't like what if? It was like no, they're gonna get this, and this, and these picks, and they're gonna get Giannis by the deadline. I'm like, please, for the love of God, do not let that happen.
No, if Giannis come over here, dog, that's like, oh man. But I don't think that type of chemistry would work. I feel like a Giannis going more so to the likes of a Miami or a Golden State would fit more in his play style.
Agreed.
We don't need a Giannis. We have a Chet. Like, you know what I mean? Don't get me wrong. Like,
I don't see any team not taking a Giannis.
Yeah, I don't know. No. I don't see no team is like, if it was on the table, I feel like everyone would throw their cards at him. Like, you know what I mean? But and like I feel like the best systems would be either. I also think he would fit well off in like don't get me wrong, a Magic lineup.
Yeah, he would. There's a play on both sides of the ball. It's like he could literally fit anywhere, and be effective because it's Giannis. But
the only place he won't be effective is Philly. Fair enough.
Well, Philly, nobody's effective. It's toxic. Let's be real. So you got Mavs at OKC tonight. So you're hosting Mavs for the NBA Cup quarterfinals. You think you guys win? How are you feeling?
I'm confident.
Okay. All right.
I'm confident. I'm sorry, Kyrie. Sorry, Luka. Sorry, Mavs fans. It's over. Go home.
Listen.
Go. GOHOME. Go home.
I would rather.
And if you're at home.
I would rather you guys win, because if the Warriors win, which they should, because they're playing the Rockets and they beat the Rockets the last 15 times.
Yo, the Rockets has been balling.
I know, but also, the Rockets haven't lost to the Warriors in 15 games. The last time they lost them was in 2000. So, 2020. Oh my God, not 2000. 2020.
I'm like to say, they really stomped a mud hole.
Yeah, no, 2020. My bad. But I will say, I'd rather play Thunder than have to deal with the whole Clay drama again with Mavs. I'm good.
Just because you mentioned it, that is honestly probably what every journalist is wanting to write up, is the Clay math for the NBA Cup. Oh my God, that's a story. You know, do you understand? Do you understand the storylines around that?
Okay, listen, but you cannot. If your team loses tonight, you cannot put it on the script. All right, that's the one.
No, I'm not putting it on the script. My team has to win, because at the end of the day, I feel like if they win the NBA Cup, it builds confidence within that young group. They finally won something together, realistically. And
Yeah.
then I feel like that gives them that oomph because most of those guys are young players, so an extra little pocket change is a little bit more of an incentive. You know what I mean? So they're not getting big bucks like everyone else. So that extra little money that they get at that doesn't really help. Don't help a Mavs guy when Kyrie's making millions. A little extra change ain't gonna help shit. Like, I'm just saying, like, those young guys are playing for a little bit extra dough because their contracts are not the best.
Fair. But they're still making a ton of money.
They're still making a shit ton. I'm just saying, in comparison to the other stars, no. I feel like that check is definitely talking a little bit extra $2 million.
I think if anything, it's more so talking to the coaches because I'm pretty sure they get paid too. So they're probably the ones that are like,
you guys need to get you guys get $100 million contracts. I get 6. Let's go.
So over in the East, we've got tonight. We have Magic at the Bucks. Who are you feeling?
Magic.
Yeah, me too. I'm still rolling with my Magic versus Warriors for the finals pick, personally. But
I haven't checked in. I haven't watched the Magic game in a while. Is he bad?
Oh gosh, no. And you know what?
I haven't checked in on the whole status. I need to.
You can't take the Magic. You have to take the Bucks because Franz just got the same exact injury, so now they're both out.
Oh, fuck.
That's something we totally did not talk about. Franz got the same exact oblique injury, which is like so freaky because it's already a rare injury, and the fact that they both did it, and I believe it was both to their left obliques, so it's like the same side and everything. So they don't know when he's going to be back, which means the Magic are down their 2 stars, which means the Bucks are going to win at home. So they're
no.
Yeah.
Oh no, I did not know. Good thing I mentioned that because I did not know that.
Yeah.
Oh Lord.
But then again, Magic are a scrappy team, so I think they'll be okay with them, like the time that they're both out. I don't think their record will drop too much, especially being in the East, but don't think they win.
Everyone knows the biggest game of the night is not even our games, mind you. It is Trae Young in New York. Let's go. Trae Young in New York.
Because I'm a Knicks fan after I'm a Warriors fan because I'm New York born and raised. So, like, as long as they're not playing the Warriors, I will root for the Knicks. And of course, they have to go against the one guy that literally always plays in Madison Square Garden and destroys them, rips their heart out. They get Trae Young. I'm like, God damn it. Are we going to get Ice Trae?
The way Trae's been playing, oh man. It's going to be a game tonight.
I know. He's probably going to have... probably have 30 assists. Okay, so are you taking the Hawks then tonight?
If I don't, you know what I mean, fairly enough, Trae Young, he's Uncle Lumber Boy, so you know I gotta.
Fair enough.
I gotta touch base home, you know.
But also trying to take my bias out. I like the addition of Cat a lot. I love the addition of Terrell. I like the run on OG last year. They've got so many good players. It's home game.
I want to ask you, do you think Cat's heart's in New York? The same question I asked. Okay. The same question I want to ask you about Dame, because I don't know, like, Cat seemed angry that they let him go.
So
he's more of like, he more was like a, you know, in comparison, a cat to a lion now. Like, he's more like a lion now than you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
I think he was just really upset that Minnesota let him go, especially after expressing how much they meant to him. And then from reports, it sounded like they didn't even really give him a heads up about it happening. But on top of that, the reason I think his heart is in New York is because, well, one, because of that video that surfaced yesterday of him holding the jersey, pointing to the name, we do this shit. And then also, he's from New York. So they asked him, they're like, hey, what does it mean for you to be able to play, like, where you grew up, the team you grew up, you know, supporting? And he's like, it means everything to me, you know, I just want to rep out for this city. So I do think his heart is in it, and it definitely helps that he's from there. I just think that, you know, the fact that Minnesota let a guy like him walk, I think he's salty about that. He's mad at Minnesota, not New York.
I respect that. In my opinion, like I said, I'm gonna go with Hawks against Knicks. I'm
gonna take the Knicks. We'll go opposite. I'll take Bucks Knicks tomorrow. We'll get Bucks Knicks. That would be a good semifinals.
Oh, okay. Fair play.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so we done danced through. I do have one thing to kind of wrap up the entire show, and that's the overall cup winner prediction. Obviously, if we're going off, that's because I don't want us being biased because our teams are in the Final Four. All right.
I know.
Let's go off of. We're going to do this fairly. Let's say both our teams lose. Okay. Let's get an alternative universe because I don't want to get. If we say our teams, everyone will be like, oh, you're biased. All right. So let's say the finals is. Western Conference Finals would be Mavs and Rockets.
You can pick between Warriors, Mavs, Rockets. I can pick between Thunder, Mavs, Rockets.
Okay, that's fair. That's good. I like that. All right, so as far as West, I feel like outside of excluding my team, I feel like who takes the West probably would be the Warriors. Like I don't see and obviously storybook would be Warriors Mavs. You know what I mean? Clear cut. That'll be the storybook. Probably the best amount of drama, tension. It might be hitting the millions in views. So I feel like that. But I do think Warriors is not leaving the West empty-handed, especially in the Cup competition. They're just dogs, and they know how to win. You know what I mean? It's just like you're gonna get.
I will say though, that is a bold pick because they've been struggling the last
my thing is, it's just like it's like I trust Steph Curry enough in the finals. Like I trust Jordan in the finals.
Yeah.
There's not too many motherfuckers that I'm just gonna be like, oh yeah, you're gonna beat Steph in the final.
Especially a single elimination game, like one and done. That's it.
No, like there's not too many. Like they're gonna come with their A game. So I'm saying if Steph can get to the final, like I'm not questioning that. I've seen what he closed out, which only two other individuals in their careers have done. And LeBron James is not on that list. Jordan and Kobe Bryant are the only two players so far who's closed out Boston in Game 6 in the Garden. There's only two other individuals who've done that in their career. And that's in a 30-year span of closing out Boston in the Garden.
Cold guy to be able to do that. Especially did that game 3 with, 42 points or 44?
Yes.
Insane.
Yes. So for me, I'm not going to question if he gets to a finals. I'm not questioning that team. Bottom line. Outside of my own, but I'm not questioning Warriors in the finals. Now, as far as East, and it's just because the fact that you look at all three teams, one of those teams is a champion, and they still got championship pieces on that team. Okay. I'm gonna walk with Milwaukee.
Okay.
You know what I mean? I'm sorry, like. Giannis is the same way. Like I seen what Giannis did against, you know what I mean? Like he comes alive when games matter. And if you get a Giannis who wants it, that's a fucking hard thing to do. Hard thing to stop. He didn't get the name the Greek Freak for no reason. That man is a monster.
I hear you. I think those are solid picks. I think I would be inclined.
But I would love to see in finals. I would love to see a Warriors versus a Milwaukee. I would love to see that type of final. That would be a fun.
Oh, Steph Dame. That could be another storyline.
I would love to see that because we haven't seen that at all.
Okay, that's true.
The Steph Dame, and then you have Giannis going up against, a Stephen Curry in a big game moment.
Yeah, I hear you. I like the Bucks, just not enough from what I've seen this season to pick them for this. Okay. I like them at home tonight. I think that they lose to the Knicks in the semifinals. I
like that one.
New York is so stacked, like from 1 through 5, like they've got such a talented team, and it's a bunch of dogs. Like everybody's bought in. So I like New York for the East. For the West, I'm probably. Oh, that's tough. Honestly, based off of what's going on right now, how people are playing, if the Thunder had Jet right now, I would give it to you guys. But because you're still lacking there, I'm gonna roll with the Mavericks, and that pains me. But they got close last year. They were in the finals. They got pretty much embarrassed in the finals. So I think that if they were to make it to this Cup finals game, they would give it their all. I think they would lose again, and the New York Knicks would win it all. So I'll take Knicks and Knicks winning it. Although Luka is a guy that he's tough to beat. He's a really tough guy to beat.
Yeah, and that's kind of where like I was sitting with like Jan. Like when I say for me, this is why I said with Warriors on the pick on that, because even with them struggling, you get it's hard to beat. In my opinion, you know you're that guy when it's hard to beat you in multiple games or hard to beat you in games that matter. Because in my opinion, like that's kind of how like most people matched up. Like Kobe and Michael had their chances where they got bumped out in first rounds in their early stints of their career or later in their careers. But when they was in their peak, or when they still had their like no injuries, still had their powers, they're giving you buckets. And Steph hasn't lost anything. He's probably one of the most like he's had his slow bumps like early in his career and maybe in the middle a little bit. But he's been one of the one stars outside of like LeBron that we have to honor longevity on what he's doing. Like we're talking about LeBron. Have we seen the form Steph Curry's been in? Like Reggie Miller slipped off. Ray Allen slipped off. You know what I mean? Steph hasn't slipped off. He's still competing with the best shooters in the game.
Oh yeah, he's
at his age. But I'm just saying, he's the greatest shooter of all time. Yes, but
he's not even competing with them. He is like he's here, and I get it. LaMelo's leading in 3-pointers right now, but let's also be honest. Let's look at percentages and let's look at shot attempts and all that good stuff.
Oh yeah, like he's taking more,
and everybody is still trying to do that.
That's where I'm just like, you have to be really silly if he gets himself in a winning opportunity, whether that's NBA Finals, NBA Cup. You have to be really, you have to not watch basketball to think that Steph Curry is not going to go out and try to close you out. I'm sorry. I'm just not. It's
we just got a Draymond night the other day. I was like, I love this. He walked out there. I was like, let's fucking go. I fucking loved it. He literally looks, he looks like prime LeBron. It was beautiful.
I'm just going to go ahead and say this because we need some hot takes, and I'm just going to drop a hot take right now, and this is completely random. Rudy Gobert is probably the worst defensive player of the year I have ever seen in my entire fucking life. That's all I'm gonna say. He doesn't deserve any of those trophies, and I understand what. No,
hey, we'll give him one.
No, I'm not giving him any in comparison to. No.
Listen, the biggest crime. As a Warriors fan, so the people are going to take this as bias, go right ahead. The biggest crime is that Draymond Green will likely retire with only one Defensive Player of the Year award, and Gobert will retire with 4. That's it. I'm not kidding.
No, I'm just saying, even Wembanyama got robbed last year because of this man. Like, what the hell?
I feel like it was because of the Spurs being, not making the play-in.
There was a lot of
seeding, so it probably took winning, a factor.
But it wasn't even like yeah, it is what it is. But all right, guys, that's all. We got caught up a little bit. Next week's gonna be a little bit different because we're gonna throw in something fun. I'm gonna try to do a little bit of a poll action, see what you guys think. We're also going to be bringing and introducing playoff predictions. I like to be able to put up a playoff bracket. I like, I'm good with graphics, so I would like to put up a customized playoff bracket just to see where we project teams fitting seed-wise. Like, I would like, to see what M's bracket looks like, just like, I put together a little bracket. You know what I mean? I know that's what but here's the thing though, like, we're both in the West, so like our East brackets should be pretty solid, and when it comes to who's going to be in, our West brackets is going to be crazy.
The West, you can really sleep in first and wake up in 7th. It's insane.
Yeah. And wake up in 7th just by someone winning a game.
Yeah,
like, it's just like
it's insane. But we'll do our best. We will do our very best.
But all right, guys, we are done. And we will see you guys next week.